Evening all, welcome back to EVE Online. So today we're going to show you the brand new station that I've built. This is, I think it's done. There we go. That's the beast. It's an Athanor, nice and cheap, only a bill. I bought this when it was like $7.90. They're now like 1.4, 1.3, something like that. Again, this low sec, or rather high sec, low sec, high sec, low sec, high sec, low sec thing has been good because it means that you can enjoy some of the stuff like moon stuff in high security space. Not that that really makes a difference because Concorde takes 19 seconds to arrive in a 0.5, so I found out. So not being ganked yet or anything, and I'm not really planning on mining a huge amount, but I just love the look of this thing. It really is out of Homeworld, isn't it? I don't know if you played Homeworld. Homeworld really had, I think, it changed the... Homeworld is based on a series of artworks done around the 60s or 70s by a series of artists who I should really know the name of, but I'll probably be better prepared next time, because they wrote these books, or they did these art books, and they were just literally books of these incredible drawings of what people thought the future of humankind would be. And that massively inspired Homeworld. And Homeworld, because it's such an incredible game, inspired this. And this is why so much in EVE today is actually, almost resplendent of that artwork that was done in the 70s. I will find out some. I've got them. I've literally, if I got my fat ass up and went over, I could tell you. But it's cool because I love all that. I think that's actually really nice because it's the kind of very angular, almost geometric architecture that just makes so much in EVE today really cool. A lot of the ships now follow that same mantra. So if you look at some of the kind of newer ships like the Tech 3s, the Tech 2 destroyers and things like that, and the things like the Jackdaw and stuff like that, they all follow that very sleek, elegant look. But there we go. So there we go. That's my moon. Look, not bad, is it? I mean, that's what, 770 mil for a weekly bombardment. I don't know. I don't think the moon goo there is very good, but I did it mostly just for the Arcanor and Bistot, just because I remember them being useful. Post in the comments if I've got completely the wrong moon. No problem to move or even sell the station. It's more, I don't know, more something to do. But yeah, look at that. So a fully, cycled month would be 7 built and so on. So I was pretty impressed with the whole thing, to be honest, because it's very simple, very accessible, and fun. I've enjoyed the whole process of setting up the station. On that note, you are more than welcome to base here. If you want to be part of these mining things that we're doing, then feel free. You're more than welcome to come here and mine. If you come here and you see ore around it, please feel free to mine. Because the likelihood is I will get very bored of mining very soon. But I just like the sort of feel of it. I like the look of it. I like what you can do here. This kind of moon cracking stuff is great. The effects are pretty good as well. I know I showed this a long time ago in the moon video we did on SquadB, whatever it was, the test server. So this is actually the first time I've got to do it for real in production, which is, or Singularity. What's it called? Yeah, the full server, because it's actually the guys have set up their refineries and they've been doing a bit of mining. So there's many different stations around this area because it's mostly 0.5 around here. I decided that I was not going to do it, so I actually didn't place a refinery for some time. But then I kind of got bored one night, and I already had the refinery because I bought it ages ago. And I thought, well, it'd be more fun to put it down and do something with it than just have it sit in the hangar. So here we are. I do love it. I just think this concept of planet cracking is just wonderful. I do really like it. And again, it starts to open the door to effectively doomsday weapons in the EVE universe, as in proper doomsday weapons, as in planet killers, or at least mass population killers. Because let's face it, if you fired this thing at a populated world, the damage it would do would be astronomically bad. So, my alarm goes up. I think that I love that. I love the concept behind it. I just think it's such a cool premise. But again, feel free to base here. Feel free to come join us. You're more than welcome to. And I think if you want to come gank us, then go for it. It's all content for me as far as I'm concerned. So I think as far as that goes, that's probably as interesting as the update goes. There's not a lot going on. to be honest. What most of the things I've been doing at the moment really just stem around, getting my ISK making capability up. I don't want to just burn assets. I want to continue with the continue making money in ETH. So I've set up a little bit of extra characters doing things like invention, doing things like market reselling. That's always been quite profitable. I've always made quite a bit of money doing that. And it really comes from the fact that you can buy stuff for buy orders very cheaply because people are in a rush to sell. And then you can just take the longer game to then put it on for a 3-month sell order. And you'd be amazed how much profit you can make. That margin trading is very important. You make an awful lot of money doing that. I find in Jita that the problem is the biggest issue, in fact, is that there's bots doing it. So you'll notice that there's market bots basically buying and placing orders and buying things and then instantly putting 10% and then putting them back up. And it's okay, but I think when it starts to, when you start to place an order and then it immediately goes to 0.1, that's quite frustrating. And it's the same people that are doing it. So if you buy one to see who's buying it, you can see it. But there we go. So yeah, basically in this refinery, I actually did put a refining module in here as well. And really what I was trying to do here was just figure out how the refining works. Now, mineral compression was not in the game when I last played, as in it was only something the Recorals did, or Recorals, whatever they're called. And I just remember it being blueprint based. So you'd put the ore, you would mine the ore into the Recoral, and then you would run a process of production to actually make a compressed ore. And now I found out that ore in a refinery system or refinery station happens automatically. Does that make sense? So there's been a lot of discovery here. So you see here I'm actually setting up, I've got an access group and I've been trying to figure out how structure browsing works. Not the easiest thing to figure out, I must admit, but pretty cool. I've got to admit I'm enjoying the whole setup of this station. But again, things like I didn't know you had to undock and redock when you put in a refinery, for example. So I think I've just figured that out there. But it's kind of cool that this is, I just think these structures are brilliant. I think they are completely changing the way that this game plays, and I really like that. So post in the comments as well what fittings I should put on this. I do believe you should just put guns and stuff on it, but is there anything else I should? What rigs also should I put on this as well? Post in the comments. Love to know your thoughts. The other module I was going to put in the spare one here was a construction manufacturing thing, just so I could make stuff from the minerals that I mine. So post in the comments if that's a good idea or not. So this is where I do base from. So, my alt fleet is here. And I think, for now, it'll probably carry on being in this system. Not that there's really a great deal here. It's more, the only thing really in the station at the moment is my orcas and my little bit of Tech 2 and so on. But I am tempted to kind of start looking at an Astra house potentially as well. Now, I did like the idea of building the Fortizar as well, but at 10 billion just to have a market, I don't feel that's a very good deal. So again, post in the comments, am I missing something there? Is that something maybe I've got wrong? Anyway, there we go. So there we go. Look, the compression is pretty cool. Again, my skills are terrible. So, post in the comments further if actually what is the maximum refine you can get from these things, because I'm assuming it's going to be around 75%, right? So that means you're going to lose 25% of all the minerals you mine. So I don't remember that being a thing. I always remember the perfect refine being actually quite achievable. Is that only in manufacturing, or rather refinery stations, as in NPC ones? Post in the comments and let me know, because that is something that I was racking my brain as to what the hell. And here we go, this is my hangar structure. You see a little bit of Tech 2, nothing too major. I've got my shipyard in here as well. It's just all the ships that my alts and I use. A massive Tech 1 situation. This is mostly from looting and just, so many years playing the game, just capturing and grabbing all these bits of loot. I did buy a few things like the Emphasis or the Emma Munis links, just because I want to play about with them. But really, as you can see, it's just whatever I had in my hangars, basically. I've just shoved in this. Nothing particularly that interesting. I think my biggest fear with a lot of this is not really having the module when you need it. So I just basically moved my Tech 1 hangar here. I used to have a really good Tech 2 war wagon, and billions and billions of ISK of Tech 2 stuff, and it's just gone. I can't find it. I just don't know where it went. It could be that I just left it. It could be locked in stations, but as of yet, I've not found it. That's my PI stuff. I gave PI a go, but it's a bit boring for me. Nothing doesn't really interest me, and I think I got very bored of it, so not that amazed with it. And then a director's hanger just for anything super rare. So, you know, pretty standard setup really, nothing too terribly interesting. So there we go, that's the station. I can't even remember what moon it's at, so hopefully you can figure that out. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you next time.